Hello and welcome to the season finale of Autograzers, a show where three so-called car experts usually compete against each other. But this time I'm going to step down from my post as Taskmaster and I will be the one doing some of the challenges that each and every one of you will set me. So before we do, Duncan, how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been good. I very nearly became a member of the personalised number plate club, but I didn't. So now I can quite happily say that all people who have personalised number plates are dicks.
So what, you were tempted by the dark side of personalising your number plate and then...
Yes, for about 18 hours, I owned a personalised number plate, and then someone else outbid me.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. George, what have you been up to?
I had a fun day on Saturday cleaning pigeon off my car. As it turns out, a pigeon, I reckon, at a closing speed of a good 100 miles an hour, spreads a surprisingly long way.
That's just physics right there.
Scat shot, yeah.
I took the windscreen completely with it, and its point of impact was directly where my face would have been if the windscreen wasn't in the way.
So it was trying to, as an assassination pigeon, trying to take you out.
You know when they swoop down and then swoop over the car? It was exactly like that. Instead of swooping over, it didn't.
Oh. Sounds like Discount Final Destination.
It does.
Honestly, it's what it looked like as well. I had a bike on the roof on the bike rack, and the whole bike was covered in feathers. It was horrible.
I wouldn't want to be one of those teenagers that's like has death by pigeon. John, what have you been up to?
This week, I took advantage of the lovely, hot 21-degree summer weather, fitted my summer tyres just in time for the snow.
Oh,
yay!
I was watching that earlier on today. Quite a lot
playing the waiting game now until winter.
Yep.
Yeah, I treated my car like a sauna this week. Basically, it's really cold in my house, and I went out shopping, and it was so warm in my car, I sat in it a bit longer than I probably should have done. And
that is nice, though.
Yeah.
You know when you get in a hot car and it's like, oh, that's nice.
On a cold day, it's definitely nice.
Yeah, on a cold day. Yeah.
But yes, so this is Autograzers, and I'm ready to take your challenge. This will be easy. I've actually been boning up a little bit, pardon the term. I've been swatting up. Let's say I've been swatting up. So I've got some car terminology here. So even though I don't know what any of it means, I will sound smart. So we've got your old B pillars, C pillars, and D pillars. Those are things.
Yes.
Crankcase.
Nice.
I believe that was also a movie with Jason Statham. Yeah, I've got many more. I'll save them to sound smart when I'm explaining cars and such. So
yeah, don't blow your load already.
No, I won't. Not when
so
I've
this
been
week
boning up so hard.
Don't forget, there's three of us that want to have a go as well, Tom.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's not forget that this episode is of itself a mini tournament between all of us to see who can accrue the most points across all the rounds. So this week on Autograzers, we will be taking Tom to a very special day in everyone's lives. We're going to walk him down the aisle. We're going to take him to a little reception. And very hopefully he'll say, I do, to possibly doing another series of these if he doesn't hate us by the end of the episode. Because this week, it's wedding cars.
Right.
For our first round, I would like you, three boys, to find me the perfect wedding car for the bride to arrive in for less than £1,000.
All right, for less. I mean, this is a pretty budget wedding. Is this like a green card wedding or something?
I mean, you've got to save your money where you can, haven't you? Now, this has got to be something special, all right? The bride's going to arrive in this with, the father of the bride and associated bridesmaids and children, whatever.
Like a wedding.
Yeah, goat, donkey, whatever else you have at a wedding nowadays.
Oh, it's a Shrek wedding. You've got a donkey. Then her face. Smash Mouth's there doing the soundtrack.
Yeah, I got Smash Mouth doing a reception. I figured that this week.
Dodgers.
Yeah, We figured that this week, with 3 of us having weddings coming up in the next 18 months or so, depending on what happens for some of us, we thought it would be nice to go for a slightly more loving episode than perhaps we've had previously.
You don't think Transformers was loving?
I mean, what you do in your spare time is entirely up to you, Tommy.
Is the show Don't Tell the Bride loving as well?
Oh, it's a good shout.
I feel this is definitely something that could feature on Don't Tell the Bride.
Yeah, I've got £1,000 of budget left. I both need a new car, and I need a car for her to arrive in at the wedding. So let's not forget. Okay, if we're going by Don't Tell the Bride rules, I'm going to ignore John's laughter because that's
sorry. I think I've just found my car.
If I go by those rules, then let's not forget that the bride's going to be ready to go. She's going to be all prepared, and she's going to come out of the hotel or wherever she's staying. And this car is going to be the thing that's going to take her to the church on time, hopefully. Or we're a little bit late because brides like being a little bit late, don't they? And she has to be impressed by this. She's not going to get into any old rock box.
I think as a caveat, whoever provides the car also has to drive it and thus incur the bride's wrath of its
Oh yes, that's a good shout.
Yes. So my question is, like, obviously it's for a wedding and it's for less than £1,000. What are the other specifications? Is there a theme to this wedding? Is it like an under the sea wedding or Christmas wedding or like, what?
I think that'll be depicted by the car you find.
Yeah. I tell you what, you can sell me whichever wedding theme you like based on the car that you choose.
Okay.
How about that? And then as we move through the show, that theme will come into effect when it comes to judging, I'm sure.
Okay.
So whoever wins this round sets the tone for the rest of the show.
Right.
Oh
cool.
God, I hope I win.
Right. Okay, well,
who's first though? Who gets to suffer the unless we all have to share the damn thing? Does it have to last through all 3 weddings?
Oh, that's a good question.
That could be a key.
Yeah, no, less than £1,000. It's not going to last past the wedding. Let's just be honest. You will, however, have to drive it to the reception and from the reception in the evening. So it has to get you home and to the reception, as well as bringing the bride there for you.
Ooh.
And
it's quite a hard criteria for against the as many fine and worthy vehicles under the £1,000 budget.
Oh yeah.
I think if I provided any of them to get my bride to be to a church, I'll be on my own. Quite a long time.
Yeah, let's not forget that if you mess this up, you're going to be left standing at that altar for quite a long time.
Okay, I think I found mine, Duncan, so I'm going to send it across. While we're waiting for the others, I will just quickly peruse and see if I can find anything to top it.
So what's your thought process then, Tom? What is it you're looking for in this wedding car?
Well, I am a big fan of themes, and this may be a more cynical approach, but I have genuinely seen this theme wedding, not in person, but on one of those extreme shows, extreme wedding shows, where people spend like 50 grand on a wedding and such. So yeah, that's it. You could see it as cynical, but I think it could go either way. Is all I'm going to say.
Okay. Who would like to go first? George?
I'm quite confident. I'm happy going first.
Okay, we're going to go for George first. All right.
I'll go last because I lower the tone every time.
That
there
is
it
true.
is.
Yes.
Where have I seen that car before, Duncan?
No, I don't know. I did giggle a little bit.
I think I've actually done rather well here. In fact, I'm quite tempted to buy it. It's a Jaguar. A Jaguar XJ6 1993 in a rather lovely green colour. It appears to be in really rather good order from the outside. I mean, it's probably rotten as a peach underneath, but who knows? Just have a look at about acres of thick carpet, wood, individual chairs. If someone knew nothing about cars you provided this, I reckon you'd get away with it. As long as it didn't break down on the way. And, I think that Ag 6-cylinder is not terrible, but no personal experience of it. I reckon you get away with it.
Speaking as someone who does not know anything about cars, I think it looks cool, and it looks a bit like the Men in Black car.
Yeah, I kind of
There
see
we
that.
go.
I see that.
It's a lovely thing.
Okay.
It's somewhere between Men in Black and Inspector Morse, perhaps.
More Inspector Morse. More
It's
Inspector
got-
Morse in his retirement. But
it's got,
yes,
it's got gold inlay into the wood. That's gold inlay.
I will be honest, George. This is a fine choice. I'm not saying you've
It looks
won
good.
yet because we haven't seen the others. But this is a fine choice. It's got good wood stickers in the back. It's obviously been very well cared for externally. The leather is in good condition. It's quite nice inside. My only problem with this is the amount of seats. Because I know, but do you think a bride in a full dress is going to get in there? And her father-in-law.
Depends actually how tall the driver is. So look for that picture for effect. He's wearing the driver's chair all the way forwards.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I'm
I tell you what, this will look good with some cans tied behind it as well, I would say.
But because it'll disguise the noise of presumably whatever's underneath it, making a horrendous
Yes, I'm
noise.
guessing the 5-cylinder racket from a 1-cylinder that's not firing is probably going to be covered up by those cans.
The alarm bells that are ringing is why is it 600? I know they're not worth much, but why is it 600 quid?
So I think if
there's been extensive sill work done on it.
Yes, if we have a quick look at the sadly for sale due to work commitments, lack of time to continue the light restoration. There's obviously a lot of equipment that came with it in one of those photos. Yes, good points. Blah blah blah. Bushes and shocks. Replacement trim. Rust in places around the front outer wheel arches. Rust and deterioration to the lower rear wheel arches. Minor scratches and 2 small dents to rear side passenger or boot lid. Rust bubbles on rear centre and offside chrome bumper trim. Handbrake needs servicing. Front and rear suspension needs addressing. Rust hole to outside passenger chrome trim.
There you go.
So yeah,
what bride wants that?
Well, to be fair, if it's beautiful on top but an absolute shocker underneath, then
it's got. It has an
MOT. Are you saying it might reflect the bride?
I'm not saying
I was going to say.
I've painted myself into a corner. I'm not going to take part in that game. Thank you very much.
It has a checkered MOT history. Shall we? Oh, wow. Last year it failed for a lot of rust, but it passed.
Yeah.
You like rust? You'll love this car.
You like rust? You like rust, do you, boy? Yeah.
Oil warning
okay.
lamp on. Coolant
it does
warning
look
lamp
cool though,
on.
in fairness.
Yeah, it's got a nice engine and everything. It's got a nice little V6, nice little straight 6 burble on it, and that's
just don't press the red button.
Yeah, don't press the red button on top.
Don't ever touch the red button.
Okay.
I nearly sent that card to you, Tom, just to be nice, and then I realised that I'm evil, so I didn't.
Yeah, don't help him out. I'd like to make this clear. We are not to help Tom this evening.
Oh, I don't need no help. I think I'm going in second, so I have a somewhat outlandish proposition, but hear me out. So,
well, let's see that now, shall we?
Okay.
See
you ready?
Now.
So this
Jesus
is the
Christ.
Fiat Doblo. Now you might be thinking, okay, Tom, you are a divorced man, so maybe when you look at weddings, you think of death. And I
didn't want to mention that in the podcast, but okay.
You will not be totally wrong, but this car looks a bit like a hearse. And what would be more memorable and fun than a Tim Burton themed wedding? Picture the scene. This car, spray painted black by me, arrives. You've got some solemn looking people behind it, but wearing some sort of, suits, but they're just a little bit more flamboyant than you'd normally see undertakers wearing. The coffin comes out, it tilts down and opens up a corpse bride. And she has, with a hydraulic system, she springs out of the coffin and then she walks down, and there's all this cool Tim Burton theme stuff going on. You got a massive clock and everything. It looks really, really cool. And later you could keep the car because you bought it anyway. It can double as a hearse, for if Grandpa snuffs it during the wedding or something.
So really, this is the perfect wedding car for Henry VIII.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
Henry
appears in the
VIII
rear view window?
would have loved this car. And it's just because it looks
Oh.
a bit like a hearse. It's a bit different. It's a bit quirky. From the front, it looks quite cute as well. So again, it's a hearse, but it's not quite a hearse. But yeah, for the perfect Tim Burton themed wedding, as long as you spray paint this black, it'll look really good. And people can come dressed as Jack Skellington and all sorts.
I reckon whoever designed that front end sat there looking, going, "That did a mega job, lads," or they just hand it over to their boss at the end of the week, going, "Boss, I can't do any more. It's as good as it's getting."
Just call it a Doblo, it'll be fine.
I think
what they
Duncan,
did is they turned out a tin of pedigree chum, and then took a photo of it and took it into work and went, "There you go, there's dog's dinner. That's what's front of the Doblos."
Well, do you know, because the Fiat Panda is quite cute and everyone loves it, and it looks like they've tried to work with that maybe.
Oh, Tommy, I love how this is your introduction to the show.
Hang on. Let me redeem myself.
Look at those flared wheel arches, guys.
Oh yeah. Look at the shopping wheel, the shopping cart casters that he's got as wheels.
The thing also is that it's a 7-seater. Now, I know everyone just assumes that it's going to be the bride and the father of the bride in the car when they arrive, but you need all those bridesmaids in, so you can have up to 5 bridesmaids.
Yeah, I appreciate this. This is a good set of thinking on your behalf, Tommy, that there's space for everyone. You've got bride, father of the bride, you've got flower girl, you've got flower grandma. I'm sorry, but this chap's
grandpa's reflection in the
grandpa's terrifying reflection in the back. No offense to you if this is your advert, but please take it at angles where you're not framed perfectly in the rear headrest.
Well, you could be placing yourself in his position, going, "Yes, you could own this car."
True,
I mean,
true.
if you didn't want to use it as a hearse, you can use that kind of all those windows and glass at the back to display a lovely bouquet of flowers.
It's a bit of a Pokemobile, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's got sliding doors as well, which is good for getting out with the dress.
Yep.
You can easily make the room, just clear the entire door space for her to get out with the dress. Yes, practically a good idea. However, were this to turn up outside a bride's hotel on the day of her wedding?
Well, she'd be in on it. She would be, wearing the corpse bride cosplay.
I see the story you're painting here. Okay,
yeah.
So she's a goth, is basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
she loves her Tim Burton. All right,
she likes her Tim Burton.
Personally, I think the Mercedes in the background would make a better car, but okay, I will weigh this up on its positives, Tommy.
Yeah, if you want a bland, boring, generic wedding, sure, but
sure. Also, look at this tyre shine. I didn't think tyre shine was a thing anymore, but that's some shiny tyres. Okay, right. That's Tom's. Unless you'd like to add anything else.
It's good and interesting, and you should definitely pick it. Oh, and it has loads of.
They were words.
It has a torque. It has lots of torque.
Yep.
All
trying to say
words
something
here.
about
all the
the
words
bride
here.
there.
Yep.
John, are you ready?
Oh yes. So
Number
I've gone
one,
for
isn't
a very
it?
number one. I've gone for a very interesting themed wedding.
Ooh.
I've gone.
Oh, good God.
With the London Taxi International TX4
Oh, good
2.5 fake taxi. Yeah,
Nice.
you can sure to be confused when your bride arrives dishevelled and with another guy in the car. Hopefully not her dad, or at least her stepdad at the very minimum.
It's worryingly worn for the fake taxi.
Don't look too closely at the seats. Probably best to hide those.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a different picture, I think. Well,
But there must be some value of it. Is the real fake taxi then?
Well,
We wouldn't want to shine a blue light in it.
yeah.
I'm
really
really
any
sorry.
light in it if I was you.
I'm really innocent. What is a fake taxi? A blue thing?
It's like it's a black thing, as you can see from the picture.
Okay.
It's a
Is it a
it's a
saucy
London
thing?
taxi cab.
Yeah.
Well, it goes along the lines of other great shows like Fake Driving Instructor, Fake Orgasm.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I just thought it was like, this isn't a real taxi, so don't hail it. It's a fake taxi.
It's a very popular series that isn't seen on terrestrial television.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
certainly not
celebrities drive in taxis.
Just whip your phone out and have a Google, see what you find.
Maybe
Just not
later.
during the episode, please.
Just not during the episode, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we've seen all we need to see on that one, John. I don't think there's really anything else to.
I mean,
But
to
hang
add to
on,
that.
does it? Hang
all
on,
I'm gonna
starts
say is,
and drives bang on. I mean, what more of a sales pitch do you need?
It would be bang on, wouldn't it?
They are having fun with that, I think.
I like how the bodywork isn't the best as well. And there's a
Much
wheelchair
like it's-
ramp. There's a wheelchair ramp. That's nice.
Yeah.
A bit of a spare tire as well. This is
you
just
might
good.
even say it has a wankle engine.
Ooh,
That's-
close.
that's the car
close.
term.
Close. That's good. That's good. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, so this evening we have a choice between John's taxi. Say no more about that one. Tommy's
Saucy taxi.
red hearse Tim
Tim
Burton
Burton.
limo
extraordinaire.
conveyance
Yep.
that looks like a dog's dinner, and George's Daimler XJ6 or Jag XJ6. This is quite a difficult one.
No,
So
it's not. Pick mine.
I did. So John, I'm just going to, for starters, you're out just straight away.
Too saucy.
You prude. You utter prude.
Okay, no. Okay, let's put it like this. If, say, your fiance had that turn up outside a hotel and was told that's the car you're going to your wedding in, what kind of reaction do you think you would get?
I
from
reckon
that?
she
What the
would
hell's a
say,
fake taxi?
yeah, I reckon she'd be like, I hope that car was valeted like to the bone. Like,
Yeah,
it was
but
properly cleaned.
Yeah, more importantly, would you want your bride to turn up in that, having sat in it? Okay, and so
Not necessarily
Tommy,
mine.
yeah, Tommy, your car is immensely practical, and I do appreciate that. You know, the 7 seats, there's plenty of width to get the the full
Display flowers
skirt
in the
out
back.
from the bride. You can get all the bridesmaids and everything in the back. However, it does look like an absolute pile of. And although I'm sure it's lovely and it drives perfectly fine, it's not exactly inspiring confidence in your life together if your husband has booked you to turn up at the wedding in what is essentially a poster van.
Because it's going to be spray painted black and treated as a Tim Burton hearse for a Tim Burton themed wedding.
No,
I've
I'm
explained
sorry.
this.
Yeah, I know, but neither of us three are having a Tim Burton wedding, so that's out.
Well,
So
I
George,
might.
you win this round with the Daimler XJ6. It
default.
may be absolutely rotten underneath, but on top it's still pretty mint. So that's enough to get away for the day. And by the time you're done for the day, you can part it out after the reception.
Cool. Well
So,
done, Men in
yes.
Black. Men in Black car. It's
So
cool.
yeah, well done, George. So I think
It's only in
for-
Southampton if anyone's tempted.
It is quite tempting. I'm not going to lie, but my history with rusty cars is not the best. So George, it is now your turn to show us what tell us what we should be purchasing for this wedding.
So, with distinctly no interruption whatsoever, we move seamlessly and slickly onto round 2. Round 2 will focus on the second most important person at the wedding. You've already impressed the bride. Now got to impress the mother-in-law. Kicking off with a wonderfully bad joke. What's the difference between outlaws and in-laws? In-laws are, of course, wanted. So, your task now is to find a car to treat the mother-in-law. Now, this is the person who's going to be ruling your life indirectly for the next 50-odd years. How are you going to impress them?
Fake taxi.
Fake taxi would indeed set the tone, John.
You can't reuse the same car.
I can really see you pushing hard for the fake taxi, John.
Going further into the deep and murky corners of the internet, John has a one-track mind and isn't half muddy. So with a generous budget
Oh,
of
yeah.
£3,500,
Oh.
what can you
That
guys
seems
find?
way too much.
Of over
you need-
£1,000.
You need to impress the mother-in-law. The only catch is, the mother-in-law comes with the 5 children, and they all need to get to the wedding. What can you find?
Oh,
Oh, you know what that is then.
So
fine
does it
children.
need to be a 5-seater or more?
More.
Okay.
More,
So
you-
it needs to
Ooh.
be a 7-seater. Did you say over £1,000, George?
You have £3,500 to spend because you need to impress her here. You are a
Great.
high-rolling, fast-dealing
Awesome.
man of the world.
Right. So needs to be a 7-seater.
No.
Is there a filter for seats on this thing?
Yeah. You just have to find it.
God damn it! Someone bought that lovely mint green Fiat Multipla from a few weeks back. That's
That's
really
disappointing.
depressing. That's
But
ruined my.
Fair play on that multiplier. It deserved to be bought.
No, it didn't.
Oh god, these are all awful.
I'm
Although
just going to click search because
How
I
much
can't.
can we fold the children?
ooh, that's
Just-
Oh,
nice.
Let's assume they're all reasonably sized, or perhaps you could supplant them with this thing's got to double as a bit of a bus.
There is way too much choice to be for this application.
I'm very I'm looking
you just-
forward to the logic opinion.
You just got to use your mouse, John. That's what it is. What have you found?
I mean,
No, I found my car. I found my car already.
Sorry, guys. I'm still trying to look for the
Oh, no, that's my option.
seat filter. Oh,
Okay.
so there must be a seat filter.
oh, minimum
There is a-
seats. There we go.
There is a seat filter. Yay, here we go.
6.
Ladies
There
and
we go.
gentlemen, welcome to Tommy Learns How to Use Autotrader for the first time.
I mean, I've never needed to use Autotrader ever,
Yeah,
and it still
that is
doesn't
fair.
come up with 7 seats. Oh wait, hang on. Ah, right.
I don't know if I've ever bought a car off Auto Trader.
No, I haven't either, actually, thinking about it.
eBay, yes. Piston, yes. My partner's bought a car off Auto Trader.
My RX-8 was a Gumtree find of all things.
Just to clarify, is this a car that you're buying for your mother-in-law?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Right.
opinions on mother-in-laws may vary depending on whether you're from the 70s or not.
Hmm. Okay. I think I've found mine. Are you guys just waiting on me?
No,
This-
we're just chilling.
I'm not expecting to see a certain black taxi again in a couple of minutes.
Oh, don't worry, I'm filtering it from now on. I'm being very careful with what John's choosing.
That was a top find. It's not often you get an internet star car appearing on Auto Trader.
I don't think it's real. It's in Birmingham. I don't think that's real.
Really?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to say that adds credence to it, doesn't it? Being in Birmingham.
Anyway,
Well, I do
let's-
have a friend who drives around with a fake taxi sticker on his car, so
Oh,
it'd probably
it's just-
be perfect for his wedding.
Are there other like fake public transportation? Like, is there a fake train where if you get on it, you're bound for sauciness?
No, isn't that one of those things that drives along Weymouth
Next stop,
Seafront?
Orgasmville.
I'm cutting all this from a podcast. It's not happening. Okay.
All this talk about sexy mother-in-laws. What? No. Right.
Okay. I'm going to share mine first because
Sure.
I have won this. This is just easily the best car. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy, I'm including you in that.
Thank
I
you.
present to you the Toyota Wish from 2003, your mother-in-law's best wish. So, I hear you ask. What the hell is this? Because that's what I thought when I first saw it. It is a Japanese import. They're not commonly sold in the UK. It is technically an estate, not an MPV. So don't think it's like a Picasso or anything like that. It's automatic, has 7 seats, has 6 months warranty. And I mean, look at it. It's lovely. It's red. It's a Toyota, so it's probably going to go on for forever. It's kind of got a Honda-ish kind of look to the front, like an old gen Civic. Do you know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. It's got the little wind deflectors on the window, so the kids in the back can start throwing McDonald's out the back, and they won't get wind in their face. It's got not great tires on it, but yeah, this would be a nice little car for a mother-in-law, I would think. It's got electric everything, bit of carbon fibre. That's proper carbon fibre, no doubt, not fake carbon fibre, definitely not. It's got a window lock, so the kids in the back can't jump out at 80 miles an hour. I don't know what this button does. That's slightly concerning. Random button. Yeah. But yeah, it's got like everything you could want, everything your mother-in-law could want. I don't know what else.
I quite like that. That appears to be surprisingly good looking thing for what it is. I think the mother-in-law is not going to judge you too harshly.
It's quite
Probably
stylish.
incapable of going fast enough to make anyone in the back truly ill.
So also the good thing about it being a Toyota is that although this model isn't sold in the UK, Toyota is a relatively big brand over here, and because they're such a massive company, getting parts for it won't be a major problem like it can be for some Japanese import vehicles.
I'm not sure I'd worry too much about that with the mother-in-law, though. I'm not sure I'd stretch to upkeep and maintenance.
Oh, I'm not worried about that, but like, when she takes it to the garage, because she inevitably will, she'll take it to the dealer, won't she? Because she's a mother-in-law, and that's what mother-in-laws do. But yeah, you've even got a boot, even with the 2 seats in the back. So
I'm definitely. I know that all these 70s are pretty practical. I'm seeing this as a wedding machine, as obviously when you need to steal all the flowers from the church at the end of the ceremony. You're going to get most of them in the back. The kids can walk, or just stuff the kids in. Certainly, the cake. You fit the cake in there. A good amount in the marquee. It's not even been very tight. Got a good. So all the switchgear is exactly the same as that in my old Lexus. So that must be luxury touch, right?
oh yeah, definitely. And
So
you got
this-
the class of the JDM square plates.
I think this is practical consumer motoring advice for people for once. Look at this. For £2,000, you can buy yourself probably some distressingly dependable.
The Wish is a bit like the name is a bit lame though, isn't it?
That's probably why it didn't focus group test very well over here.
Oh,
The Wish.
okay.
I wish
Make
I
a
was.
wish. Yeah.
I wish I was in a Toyota Wish.
And I quite like your red paint as well, because when it rolls up, you're going to see that the mother-in-law's party has arrived from a distance. That's probably
Yeah,
good.
she won't lose it in the car park.
So if you need to hide anything, you have plenty of time to do it.
That is a good point.
A solid choice.
Another
That's something
car.
I can very firmly add to the bucket list of things what I will never buy.
Who would like to go next?
That's a fine choice.
I don't mind going next.
Second as always.
Yep, always second, as my parents say. No, they're fine. Right, so what is a mother-in-law but a force to be reckoned with or to be respected? Like a ocean, you should treat her with care as she is powerful and she can run you over at any point that she wants and claims it was an
She is
accident.
swift as the coursing river.
So
the great typhoon.
I think this mighty force of nature that is your future mother-in-law deserves a Land Rover because, of course, it seats 7 people. But it is a powerful beast of a car. It can go anywhere it wants. It can go off-road, on-road. It can back into your garden wall. It can do anything it wants to do. It has upholstered leather seats. Assuming that your mother-in-law is not using Bluetooth or anything, it has a CD changer. So if she goes on a long journey, she has that to change over her I don't know, let's choose something stereotypical. Dolly Parton and Barbra Streisand CDs. Yeah, it's got a roof rack, so you can pretty much put all the stuff on it. And also, when you want to move house, she can use her Land Rover to give you a hand. It'll be great. She'll feel powerful driving it. You'll feel grateful that you've got the extra space to move your sofa. Yeah, that is the Land Rover. It is a beast, as are mother-in-laws, in a good and awesome way.
I'm impressed on for your second ever choice. I think you've nearly redeemed yourself after the Doblo.
Well, I mean, the Doblo was great, but if you guys haven't caught up to it yet, it's fine.
Tom, just out of curiosity, can your partner hear you? Blink twice for yes and once for no.
I am not married to my partner, so I do not have a mother-in-law, although I do love my partner's mother. She's awesome.
So yes, she can hear you.
No, yeah.
I saw 2 blinks there. Well.
I'm going to zoom in on that and just see if it is 2. And if it is, then the people out in the world can help him. If a policeman hears this, please help.
I don't. Yeah.
I think well done, Tommy. It's got a taste of luxury. It's got the jump seats in the back, so when you're in the cheap seats, you really know you're in the cheap seats.
They are quite luxury cheap seats, though. Those jump seats are pretty posh.
A reasonable amount of childhood in something not dissimilar. I don't know, we're the Defender, so I envied the people with Discoveries. They look so much more comfortable. There's a
No, George. Didn't your mum have a disco for a point?
We had a big 12-seat Defender. I was always sat in the back, facing sideways.
1 ton.
The best thing about sitting sideways in the back of a Defender is the window level is about same with your chin, and the roof level is about top of your eyes. So 5 foot, somewhat less than 5'9", you have to sit like this in the back, and you can't see out. You have to sit with a crick neck to look out the back, but you get used to it eventually. Oh, I couldn't wait to learn to drive.
Amazing man you are today.
This one has the added bonus of it's about 50-50 if the party would arrive at their destination. Yeah, the drivetrain on these is pretty solid, pretty dependable. If you're really lucky, it's still got all its self-leveling suspension system, which was known to be flaky from new. I don't know what 180,000 miles were done, so it's not uncommon to see them arrive like this. One side's collapsed and the other side hasn't.
Did I also mention it has a CD changer?
A CD changer was a good retro tech.
You did. I wanted to ask you about that. You said about Dolly Parton and Barbra Streisand. Did they make a duet album or?
Look at the colour.
When you're changing between your Dolly Parton and your Barbra Streisand CD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look at the colour of the insert of the driver's door. That's supposed to be cream.
Can I just mention, like, the driver's side in particular is rather filthy. Like, the seat is disgusting.
It's a Land Rover. It's gone off road.
Yeah. We're taking it on shoot, darling. Yeah.
Yeah.
But can I also mention that this company, TNT Motors, they've got some pretty nice motors in the background of this one. There's like a nice heritage lime green, like heritage green one back in the background here. There's a Ferrari hiding in one of these photos as well. There you go. Look, it's a Lamborghini and a Ferrari in the garage.
But with Ferraris.
They've got some nice motors there.
I'm enjoying that dog statue.
Yeah, he looks very proud of himself, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's the type of thing that a mother-in-law would have. Do you know what I mean?
He's looking at that, being like, I'm the one that made that driver's door look like that.
Yep, so that's my choice. It's great, as you can see. And let's find another word that I can use. Differential. Has tons of that.
It's got 3 of those, Tommy. You've done well.
It does. Well done, Tommy. If there's one car that you should use the word differential with, it's probably a Land Rover Discovery.
Oh, yeah, I used it correctly. Yay.
The most differential car.
So what does a differential do then, Tommy?
Well, if you're asking, Duncan, then I'm suspicious about how much you know about cars.
All right, don't gatekeep. All right, John, you ready?
Here we go. Strap in. I've gone for a themed wedding. The theme being dead people.
See, John understands the Doblo.
I thought you could go his and hers, or her and hers matching wedding cars with the blue instead of the red Fiat Doblo. You've got all the seats in the world for
God,
kids or dead people.
what has
You
happened
do
in the
get
back
two of them
here?
for the price.
That's where the mother-in-law tried to get out from the last wedding, buddy.
Okay, right. It looks like someone's had an accident all over the rear.
That's unfortunately just the Doblo
Look at
styling.
those cute
Duncan.
tyres.
Oh. Look at the good rides.
Oh
Not
yeah,
good years, good rides.
no, the highest in quality, obviously.
Yeah.
See all that,
The
all those
wheels are too
windows
small
and all
for
that
inches.
light. See, John gets it.
I think those,
Oh, the front
I think
is
those
looking
tyres are
poor.
wasted on the Doblo. They'd be far better on your previous entry, John.
Hmm.
Oh, Duncan said I wasn't allowed it again.
No, we're not doing that again. I'm moving away from that. Thank you very much.
You could call it
So-
a fake Doblo.
Look, it's
And
the
all that-
JTD version.
Yeah, it is. I think they pretty much all are because that's for diesel.
It's just the dick. Yeah. Is that
Because
one missing
it's-
its window winder?
Missing a few bits of trim, but that's
Yes.
just detail. Can't tell from that.
Well, that's what the kids are for, isn't it? You get the kids to sort those bits out.
I think it's good.
I have nothing redeeming to say about this. I just saw it and had to pick it because it made me laugh.
It's not even got aircon, does it? So, I mean, we were talking earlier about the joys of getting inside a lovely hot car.
Oh, look at that food around the dash.
Oh God, there's a Brazil nut she's saved for later.
That's for your mother-in-law to eat when she collects the car. She's like, "Ooh, free food."
She normally stores the spearmint mince down there before they make it down the back of the seat.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Nice callback. Nice callback.
Auto Globe Limited. You can't even be asked to hoover the car out before trying to sell it.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, someone's
it's got
even
a roof.
stolen the radio. Who steals the radio from a Doblo?
Mm.
They like seriously in demand or something.
Who stole all of that door trim? Who
know what
went,
shocks
right,
me as
I need
well?
the grab handle from a Fiat
Yeah.
Doblo.
Do you know what shocks me as well is that this is £1,590. Like in this series alone. Yeah, in this series alone, we've had cars that are £700 that are like 14 times as good as this. And they have the cheek to charge £1,600 for it.
Duncan, you just do not see the way of the Doblo.
Apparently not.
Well, it's
I
600
pity
quid
you.
more expensive. It's over 600 quid more expensive than the one in the first round,
Yeah,
but
the one
easily
in the
half
first
the
round.
quality.
Yeah, even with the floating bald head in the middle of the rear passenger seat, the previous one was way better than this.
Yeah, I mean, it came with a floating bald head.
You know, what car does that?
Can
This one looks like
shine your
it-
shoes with it.
Ran over the floating bald head.
Yeah, pretty much. Even a Rolls Royce doesn't have a floating bald head in the middle of the passenger seat.
You seem to now invented the way of the Doblo.
The way of the Doblo. It's the fourth Karate Kid
The
movie.
way of a Doblo. I'm the only person who hasn't succumbed to the way of a Doblo so far, and I'm glad of that.
Has anyone seen?
You know what you're getting for Christmas?
Yeah, George, if you don't vote for my car, at least vote for the Doblo.
Okay. All right, George, shall we wrap up, shall we?
Let's wrap it. I'm actually in his first ever victory. There are some noble entries. But I am going to have to award it to Tommy here.
Yeah.
So John's-
Are you joking me?
Obviously,
I'm
the way
top
the way the
Autograzer.
Doblo is a breed, and it is a worthy tradition. But I'm not quite
It is
sure. I
cause.
mean,
It is a creed.
that particular example is so bad that we just can't get it.
It's just, no, we get rid of
It's
that.
giving me great ideas for the eBay round there, I'll tell you.
And Duncan, the Toyota Wish is a worthy entry, and actually might be something somebody would buy, but for sheer bravery. In Tommy's case, admittedly unwittingly, because I probably didn't Google too much into Land Rover reliability. Sheer
No.
have the potential for emptying his mother-in-law's wallet and making a bad impression, while superficially looking generous. It's going to have to be the Land Rover Discovery, which is probably about £2,000
Well done,
over.
Tommy.
A good choice, Tommy.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tommy.
Well,
Well
you
done.
know,
You won
you
your
did
first
it.
round.
you don't listen to you guys for 11 episodes and not pick up a thing or two about
Doblos.
intercoolers.
Nice.
It has one of those as
It
well.
does have a intercooler as well. Yeah.
There you go.
Look
see?
at you. He's
Yeah.
learning. He's a
got
thinking
different-
computer.
Or we
Neural
should
net
really just
processor.
awarded it by dint of having the most differentials.
Well, I tell you what, Tommy, you could say that we have made a man out of you.
Oh, another callback to Mulan. I love
There
it.
we go.
Great.
Okay, so I think, John, do you know what time it is? It's eBay time.
Oh, I know what time it is. So I thought long and hard about this. You've got a budget of £25 to go to eBay and source me a car-themed wedding cake topper.
Cape topper.
Cake.
Oh,
Topper.
cake topper.
Yeah.
Okay. And it has to
What
be
you don't know,
car-themed.
yeah, but what you don't know is whether I want gaudy or classy.
You always want Cordy. What are you talking about?
Oh no, I pick my eBay choices for another person, not for myself. So
Okay.
good luck with this.
Or like sort of smutty.
I need to remember how to use eBay. So price. There we go. Right.
Sorry,
it's
just-
in
It's
dollars. Is dollars okay?
Sorry,
It's
Tommy,
right.
but
As long as the
someone who
conversion
works-
rate works, and you can pay the taxes, or you could just go to ebay.co.uk and not have to
Fine.
worry about that.
Okay, I might get better results though if I look at American, because Americans, like, just judging by television, they tend to go all out with weddings, don't they?
So what are the thoughts, George? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of kind of some sort of car pieces exploding from it with, but I can't find edible ones.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like ball bearing crunch now would just be a little bit too.
The corgis are not particularly edible. Turns out.
Oh, this is now. I know plenty of dog themed wedding cake toppers and decorations.
No talking here, thanks.
Plenty of room in those previous cars. Then. Well, we I reckon I
A
think I
fake
know a
taxi
few
would be
spots.
perfect.
I reckon I know a few spots if you turn up in that, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near it.
I don't want to be anywhere near it. The fact I'm so close to it being in Birmingham is mildly concerning.
Flash your lights twice or once or whatever it is.
John, quick question. We've got £25 of budget. Does it have to be one item?
You've got 25 quid, you know, you use it as you see fit, so long as it is designed to go on top of a cake. Or you can fit it on top of a cake.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
What are you thinking, Tom?
I
Thought I
mean,
saw a wry smile there.
I don't know. I've got a couple of things going through, but I think I would be remiss if I didn't look up just novelty cake topper and see if anything topped what I've got in my head. The answer is no. So, yeah, I mean, some of these are pretty tasteless. Yeah, no, I'm going to go with my original thing. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, I've got mine.
We have one contender. I'm gonna have a quick nosy, see what I can find that's way out of budget. And some of them, like, who the hell is going to pay £142 for that? That person is dreaming. Ooh, Ferrari Sports Muscle. Is muscle usually spelled Mussel?
Yes.
Really? That really doesn't
Yes.
look right.
We are talking about a small bivalve, aren't we?
Yeah,
What?
if it's made out of shellfish, then yes, it is a mussel.
Yeah, I was gonna,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Don't be so shellfish, George.
This is a whole world of this. Oh, here we go.
There
I'm
is
happy
some
with this.
truly horrific stuff out there. So,
I
who's
really-
feeling the most confident?
I'm feeling pretty confident, but I don't mind going
Feeling good?
last. I just hope no one else.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to go first because I've already got one of my stuff up. And then Tommy, you can go second again because that's apparently your thing.
That's my default position.
Yeah, that's your default position is second. So
Yep.
we'll do that.
Okay. Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. So, so I have 3 items. I've used the budget wisely. Okay.
Okay.
So I thought about this in that there are 3 of us getting married. There's me, George, and John, of course, right at the bottom. We're all getting married relatively soon, depending. And I thought,
to be 6 days, but
it's supposed to be, yeah. But I thought, let's get something for each of us because it would be nice to, end the series with a nice thing for each of us. So for myself, I got these edible sugar mechanics parts because I couldn't find anything more appropriate for myself. And also, most of these things I will either lose or break, so it's good to have a backup, even if it is made out of edible sugar. And then I thought for George, I would get a BMW to go on top of his cake because he likes BMWs, apparently, for some reason. I still have no idea why you like BMWs so much, but there we are.
Edible.
Technically not, but it does say birthday cake, so...
So it's
edible
a matter
if
of
you
how
try.
determined you are.
Yeah, everything's edible if you try hard enough. And then for John, I thought I'd get a nice car cake topper, sports car, personalised, customised, any name, age. So it's got your name on it. It's got a 9. I don't know why, but maybe
this is your 9th wedding, John.
Yes.
Hopefully, this one will last.
But I thought that kind of looks like an Oryx 8. It's black, like your Oryx 8 is, and yeah, it's okay. That'd be nice.
Oh, that is disappointingly delightful, Duncan. I'm
Thank you.
Borderline ashamed of you.
That's what I aim to do at all times.
That's a good combo there. Yeah.
Well, John, if that's too tasteful, we can do my one now.
Oh God. Oh, no.
So I'm thinking this is for John's car, right? Now follow me here. You take a model London taxi cab, and Duncan, next slide, please.
Do I have
So open your eyes tonight, Tommy.
Stick with me.
Oh,
and
good
a
work.
fake
Good
taxi
work,
sticker. Combine.
Good work.
And this will guarantee that no one will want to touch your wedding cake, which means you have all the wedding cake to yourself, including the top bit that you apparently saved for your firstborn child and everything. That's some sort of tradition, I think. So yeah, so you get the cake all to yourself and you get an amusing cake topper.
Nice. Is that just a mark of how much preservative goes into wedding cake that it lasts that long? I
think like the very top layer, you tend to put it in your freezer, and then like your firstborn's like first birthday, you'll eat it then, or they'll eat it, or something.
It's supposed to be fruitcake, and
yeah,
that's just gross. So that ain't happening.
Classically, like a classic fruitcake that's full of alcohol will last for a tremendously long time. Like people will start their Christmas cakes literally the year before Christmas, and it will be ready in time for Christmas.
My mother does that.
Yeah, so
it's the kind of Christmas cake that you don't need to tip brandy on to light. You just need to approach the general vicinity with a match.
Yeah, if you cough too loudly, it'll just burst into flames for no particular reason.
Exactly. You don't store them in the house because they're a bit of a hazard.
Yeah. And finally, George, which one of these is it? All 3 of them?
So we can start with the first one, and then probably first and the last one. I reckon the second one's a bit dull. They're all
first
and
the last one. Okay, got it.
I always struggle a bit on, just the depth of imagination. So, fun enough, I also was thinking of BMW.
Yeah, you chose what I chose originally, so I changed my mind.
I just couldn't quite believe that you can buy this stuff. I mean, who?
Do we need to write a letter of apology to your partner, George?
I said, obviously, what everyone really needs, and what really worries me is someone out there has got married with an M-badged. They're probably the same people who paint the kidney grills, the M stripes on their 318D.
Yeah, on their Retmobiles.
Yeah,
With acrylic paint.
with acrylic paint, obviously, so it flakes off after a couple of years. But the idea of someone actually, yes, I want that, and that's going to be a really classy touch, just somewhat disturbs me. So if you move on to the next one,
yes,
because obviously any good wedding, a sermon, and a previous friend who I will not name, I'm sure the vicar had just been through a nasty divorce and was still bitter about it. Continuing that theme, you kind of need to, if someone's marrying into a relationship where cars are involved, you need to set the theme early of what happens to money. And I feel what better way than coating the cake in it and eating it.
I like
Very
how it's a bun
ostentatious.
topper.
yeah.
Like, see that would tie in really nicely with the fake taxi theme.
Oh,
Get one of those guns where you make it rain. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I don't like, and that's the fact that the fake on this is written in a very Nazi-looking font. Like, that's a very SS-style font kerning, isn't it?
It's a bit worrying that they need to write fake on it when it's an icing paper.
Mm.
A little bit concerned if you pick it up and
Oh, that new plastic money, you can't trust it. It's like icing paper.
yeah, or wafer paper or whatever wafer paper is.
wafer thin.
Wafer thin.
The old wafer paper. I don't even know what wafer paper is.
Made of wafers. And it's
Sounds like
paper.
if you like layer it up a bit too much, your bun gets a bit unpleasant.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, guys, you're all so classy. My breath is taken.
Pretty well.
I like the dollars one actually. The dollars was pretty fun.
Is there anything that isn't on eBay? Who comes up with this? Who comes up with this stuff? Like, there must be a market for it.
Everything to be honest, like if you were going to do like a stage show or something, like if you were in a play and you needed to eat some money on stage because it was part of your like play, then this would be a good idea. I get this. I appreciate this. You know what I mean?
I mean, that can't hardly been a lucrative line over the past 12 months.
Isn't it the old style money as well?
I'm just trying to think of plays where people.
No, these are the plastic ones.
So, did they have done a £50?
They haven't replaced £50. Not that I'm aware of. This is plastic ones. Yeah, these are plastic ones.
Money.
It's been so long since I've used plastic or any actual cash that I don't know what it looks like anymore.
Do you think anyone's like cut these up and tried to pass them off as legal tender?
I hope so, and I really want to see the video of it happening because it's going to be hilarious.
You know how people use those stamps to check the whether it's real or not? Do you reckon they do that? And then it's just
just
gets left behind. Yeah.
Just like lick their fingers.
How we used to chew gold back in the Wild West. This is just icing paper.
That is amazing. I
Come on, George. You got to pick a winner.
How did you find that, George? I mean, it's tough.
Once you start going down the rabbit hole.
M badges and money, which I feel go together, because if you own a car with an M badge, you need to throw lots of money at it. I do love the totally. Yeah, I mean that was an inspired choice.
I do not endorse this message.
I am.
And you get the cake all to yourself.
I think the fake taxi works well as the bride's car because it's a bit of a chuckle. Because only the very few people waiting outside for the bride to arrive will see it. But having it on the wedding cake is a bit more like.
I mean, it could just be that you're a London taxi cab driver and you're also getting married. But yeah.
Well,
and I mean, there could also be people out there who haven't plumbed the darkest corners of the internet, so might not think twice of it.
I only learnt about this today. I'm going to check out all the fake modes of transportation, fake bus, fake airplane.
I'm going to check out that back catalogue.
I'm sure there's a series.
But yeah, I think I'm going to have to side with Duncan's choice. There's three choices. Because I feel the sugar mechanical parts are subtle enough that you could sneak it on and the missus might not notice if she wasn't paying quite enough attention. I don't know how you're going to hide the M3, but it's an M3, so...
Easily, just pop it next to all the other M3s that people buy.
The owners don't want to be hidden. And then hey, it's my cake. It's got my name on it. A lot of you guys, I'm eating it.
Happy
But yeah.
9th wedding, John.
Yeah, happy 9th wedding. Now, while you were choosing, I also pulled up a couple of notable entries that were deliberately chosen out of budget.
As the king of eBay, yeah, that seems
So I
sensible.
thought-
So
This one, just because of the name, the sexy wedding cake topper W Ferrari muscle shellfish muscle car groom top anniversary show.
yeah, that's, yeah.
I don't know what the W Ferrari is, but
With it's a W slash, isn't it? So with Ferrari.
the Ferrari Sports shellfish car. Yeah. I mean, I
Maybe
don't
it's-
really know what the hell that was.
No, it's black, isn't it? Maybe it's made out of mussel shells. That's why it's black.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
But that was the sexy option, based on the theme of today's show. And then this one was just horrendously overpriced. Look at how much money you're paying for that.
Oh my god!
Oh wow, it looks so nightmarish. Look at their cold, dead black eyes.
Yeah.
£140. £140 for that.
Jeez.
And I don't
It's
think
got
it's even
wedding
edible.
on the title. That's why.
It's got the wrong date on.
That's really bad.
But yeah, I thought they.
Yeah, they're notable. They're good entries. Well done, Duncan, for getting
He
yours.
looks a bit like Jacob Rees-Mogg. Yeah, thank you.
Just
Sorry,
testing his eyesight.
just concentrating on myself. Yeah, so well, that's the end of the round, and that means that's the end of the show. Now that doesn't mean it's the end of the series quite yet, because we have something else that we need to talk about, and that is the scores. What do we want to do? Do we want to kind of go through round by round and see who won each round, and then I can tell you the final scores at the end of the episode, or at the end of the thing?
Well, we all know who's won the eBay round overall. So should we get that one out the way?
Yeah, I suppose. Yes. So I'm not counting this episode because this is just a fun episode at the end. Also,
So Tom gets no points, dude.
So I get nothing.
yeah,
Is that how it is?
Yeah. I mean, Tommy,
fine.
we've already told you win the Tommy Award for being Tommy for the
Yay,
entire
good.
season. So well done.
Good.
So on the eBay rounds, eBay rounds. So I have won 3 episodes with the eBay rounds. I won the first episode and the 6th episode and the 11th episode for a total of 3 points. George won the 5th episode for a total of 1 point. And to nobody's surprise, winning every other episode was John, with a grand total of 7 points in the eBay round alone, which is remarkable, quite frankly. So the title of King of eBay goes to John, most definitely, this series. Now then, if we go to bottom of the bucket, our kind of second round, or normally a terrible car of some description. So the winner of this round is the best at picking terrible cars. Now, in that, I won 5 points. George won 4 points. And John won 2 points, which means that I am the worst picker of cars.
You're the picker of worst cars.
I'm picking of worst cars as part of this group, so I win worst car picker.
Duncan, what car do you drive at the moment?
I drive a Vauxhall Vectron B. Thank you very much, and it's very lovely.
What car don't you drive at the moment?
The car.
Which one of 2 cars don't you drive at the moment?
I have 2 RX-8s which are currently off the road due to rust-related issues. Not engine, surprisingly.
More like 1.5.
Yes, call it 1.5. Yeah. Okay, and then for the most important round, the Crack the Whip round, the like flagship round of the series. So in reverse order, we have George on 2 wins. You won the 3rd episode and the 6th episode, so well done to George. John on 3 points from the 4th episode, the 9th episode, and the 11th episode. And I got 6 points in 6 wins. So I hold the joint title of both worst and best picker of cars in this series.
So
of Autograzers.
your cars just end up being average.
So I kind of average out, across the entire thing. So,
well done.
for the final scores, this means that coming in last is George with 7 points in total over the entire series. So, nice try, George.
Ouch.
Second to last is Tommy, because he gets 10 points for winning a round. Well done, Tommy.
Cool.
You won one round, and that was more
Yeah,
than
I did.
anyone expected of you. So you get 10 points. Well done. And in
Always
second place,
scraping to second place.
scraping into second place is our king of eBay, John, with 12 points.
Yay.
And this sounds quite self-aggrandizing, but I honestly did do the maths, and this is how it worked out. I
This
win
is why you wanted to
the
read
series.
the results.
Yeah, it is why I
Yay.
wanted to read the results. So I'm not going to lie. So I won the series with 14 points in total.
Well done, Duncan. That's
so
great.
I am
Congratulations.
Golf clap.
top of
Well,
the,
sorry.
top of the
what you-
charts.
What you win, Duncan, is our choice of wedding car.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
and wedding topper.
Tim Burton theme it is.
Definitely not.
Get the
It's not
Doblo.
happening.
Well,
That's
thank
where we're
you.
ending the episode.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will be back. We'll be doing something a little bit different next time. So stick around and see us next week. Bye.
It won't be Fake Taxi, don't worry.
Well,
Oh, no, please.
I don't know.
Stop with that.
Let's not rule
Bye-bye.
anything out. Never say never.
Say it,
Oh,
made
look at
eye
that search
contact.
history.
Oh yeah, no, just ignore that. Okay, right. Who would like to go first?
Pay
Then?
no attention to my search history.
I'll tell you what. On the subject of mother-in-laws, mine actually has a half decent car history because she's got a Mark I Transit camper, which is absolutely beautiful. The B4 SX.
How did you broach the subject of so Duncan and I were discussing it's a very cool van, but it's been reported overheating over the past few weeks. So Duncan, being a dutiful son-in-law designate he is, went down to check it out.
So I'd gone to Halfords and I bought like a coolant flush kit because I thought, oh, it's 40 odd years old, 50 years old. It probably needs just a coolant flush or something. The last time a radiator was done was probably years ago. So I turned up with a hose pipe and all the stuff that I need. Get them to pop the bonnet so I can just have a quick look, make sure the thermostat housing is where it says in the manual that I found on a very nice Polish forum. And I was looking around the engine bay and trying to work out what was missing and realised it was in fact the fan belt. So that would also explain why she was having trouble starting it in the first place, because the alternator would not have been working. So yes, that's quite an important element of that car. But thank you, eBay. I have one in the post, a brand new original stock. So I'm kind of hoping it's not perished rubber, as it's from 1970 something. Fingers crossed.
Yes, they know what they say about those 50-year-old rubbers, don't you?
Yeah.
That's how you end up with the mother-in-law in the first place. All right.
I sent
Any
mine
good
to.
man.
Sorry, I sent the link to you, Duncan. Can you send it on to George?
No. I'm sharing the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trusted to drive. This is
Yes, it's best if George doesn't try and do anything that's IT related in any way, shape, or
No
form.
worries.
we've proved this on multiple occasions.
Although for some reason I can't actually share the screen. Come on, let me share the screen. Lift music, please.
I'm curious about the thought process here. You had enough money for the whole world of
All right, that's enough. That's enough lift music. Okay.
Stop the music.
Back,
Every
that's
time
right.
every time I do something, it goes right. Okay, that's interesting. Why is it? Whoa. What the Dickens is going on there? Whoa.
Well, you're just
Okay,
hoping
gonna
to
stop that
bombard us
one.
with numbers, so that we'll
Yeah.
accept it when you lie and say that you won all the
Yeah.
rounds.
I tell you what I'm
That
gonna
is
do.
much like my day at work.
Hmm.
I
I'm
open
gonna-
Excel, I get confused, I close it, and then I go and have a coffee.
I've got
Did
both
I
of
win
yours, haven't I?
anything?
You've won one round so far, Tommy. So you get
Cool.
you get an award, and that's the Tommy Award for being Tommy all
Hell
series.
yeah. That's good then. Thank you.
Okay, so